7 p.m. on the nose. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk Norris, would you call the roll?
Mayor McClellan.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Edgar.
Here.
Councilmember Byrne.
Yes.
Councilmember Radman.
Here.
Councilmember Whitehead.
Present.
That's quorum. Everyone is here. Next, please make a note that we're adding item 10B, which is a special event approval, to 10B. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the consent agenda. These are routine items presented for City Council approval without discussion as a single agenda item. Any council member can ask to have any item dropped from the blanket motion and considered separately. Regular council meeting minutes of August 15th, 2022. B, special council meeting minutes, same date. C, Corridor Improvement Authority meeting minutes of June 6th. D, resolutions scheduling the 2023 regular city council meeting dates. E, request to approve the calendar 2023 free garage sale dates. F, resolution updating facsimile signatures at Fidelity Investments for retiree health care and recreation master plan update, asset management contract. H, request to approve payment application number 2 for the 2020 catch basin line replacement project, M712, to Great Lakes Contracting Solutions of Waterford, Michigan, in the amount of $10,000. I, request to approve payment application number 2 for the 2022 water main replacement project, M737, to Mark Anthony Contracting of Milford, Michigan, in the amount of $552,577.43. J, request to approve payment of an invoice from OHM Advisors for the GIS DWAM grant and 9 Mile Road Design Engineering in the amount of $50,963.25. K, request to approve the agreement with Road Commission for Oakland County for winter maintenance on Greenfield Road from 8 Mile to 11 Mile roads and on 10 Mile Road from Greenfield to Woodward, subject to review by the city attorney. L, Beautification Advisory Commission resolution and recommendation for nominees for year 2022 beautification awards. M, licenses new and renewals submitted for September 6th, 2022. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Now we have Director Cooper. We'd like to invite you forward for a special retirement recognition for Sergeant James Vernier and Sergeant Walter Duncan.
We actually go first on that one.
Say it again.
I'm actually going to start it.
Oh, you're going to start.
Well, Director Cooper, before you begin, I'd like to just say a couple of quick words. And first, James Vernier is not able to be with us this evening. We wanted to move forward in honoring his service to our city anyhow, but Walt Duncan, I have to tell you, we're not going to let you go, sir. So we're going to cancel this whole thing. You're going to have to stick around. Is that okay? As many of you know, honoring the service that our employees who are retiring have provided to us over the years is a new thing that we're doing, and we're going to continue doing this. And starting with James Vernier, Director Cooper, he is retiring and moving on to other positions.
That is correct. And good evening again, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, City Manager. If I could just say a few words. Like I said, Sergeant Vernier wanted to be here, but he's out of town, so he sends his regards. I just wanted to say that Sergeant Jim Vernier has served honorably as a member of the Public Safety Department for 23 years. And during those 23 years, he's received many citations and awards during his distinguished career. Sergeant Vernier has also held numerous positions within the department during his career, to include a field training officer, evidence technician, member of our department's crisis negotiation team, detective, and he currently holds a position of operations sergeant. Our officers and command staff are highly respected and sought after continuously, and Sergeant Vernier has had multiple job offers that he's actually pondering and considering right now. It's always bittersweet when you have to move from one point to another in your career, but I just want to, in his absence, thank Sergeant Jim Vernier for his leadership, his service, his love for this city and the department, and I wish him all the best as he starts this next chapter in his life. So we'll be sure to make sure that he gets his plaque and the kind words that city manager and council all express towards the work that we do on a day in and day out basis. So thank you. I can take it that way, Jim. Sir, I didn't know if you wanted to say some
No,
words
please.
initially, or did you want me?
Walter, I just want to thank you for your service. Thank you so much for all that you've given to this community. We are very much going to miss you, sir.
So, Sergeant Walter Duncan is standing at the rear council chambers, and I just want to start off by saying that I've had the honor and pleasure of knowing and working intimately with Sergeant Duncan for the past 23 years. For over a decade, he has been a member of my executive management team, and I've depended on him to assist me with shaping and molding the department into one of the model organizations in the public safety profession. He's extremely intelligent, knowledgeable, and a great leader. He has served honorably and received many citations and awards during his distinguished career. Sergeant Duncan has held numerous positions within the department as well, to include field training officer, working his way up to eventually being promoted to the position of detective, where he served several years as one of the department's lead detectives investigating and working and closing out many of the department's toughest cases. Sergeant Duncan was promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2012, where he oversaw an entire platoon in operations by himself as a brand new supervisor. Sergeant Duncan is currently serving as a detective sergeant in the Investigation Bureau, where he is second in command, and is doing an absolute fine job. And I sincerely and honestly say I hate to see him leave that position. He's also a graduate of the Northwestern School of Staff and Command, which is one of the most prestigious leadership schools for law enforcement in the United States. Since the day, I can say this, since the day that Sergeant Duncan hired on with the Public Safety Department, he's always embraced his community and the customer service and community policing philosophy that's been handed down through the decades. There's probably not a street that Sergeant Duncan can't drive down in this city where he does not know several other residents on each block. I can stand here for days and tell you how great of an officer Sergeant Duncan has been throughout his career, but I can also stand here even longer and tell you what a great man he is. The positive impact that he's had on so many lives and touched during his career, both within the department and the community, speaks for itself. He's been a true friend and a relentless encourager to me personally and professionally. And though the time has come for him to turn the page and begin the next chapter in his life, none will miss him more than I. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to serve alongside Sergeant Duncan for these many years. And like I said, it will be one of the hardest days when he walks out of that door for the final time. But to my brother, who I've served along for these past 23 years, I just want to tell him that I love you, and may God continue to bless you and keep you. I don't know if you want to come and say a few words, Sergeant Duncan.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank City Manager Eric Tungate and the City of Oak Park for everything. I want to thank my brothers and sisters in blue. My brothers and sisters in blue of the Oak Park Department of Public Safety. It's kind of hard, excuse me.
We feel the same way.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Let me rewind. I want to thank my brothers and sisters of the Department of Public Safety for having my back, for having my six. They just allowed me to get back home to my family each and every day I worked. I want to thank the great citizens of Oak Park. Being a police officer today has a lot of challenges, a lot of negativity and scrutiny facing the police departments. I have friends at other departments and they don't feel appreciated. But I can tell you this, our citizens here in the city of Oak Park, they love us. I want to thank them and acknowledge them for accepting me as one of their sons. It's just awesome to hear when you're out in the streets and the citizens come up to you and, you know, we appreciate your service, we love you, we got your back, which they have shown on countless occasions. Whether it's sending us food, which is why I gained a little weight, you know, passing the millages, you know, like I said, I love this city, and it's gonna be hard to, you know, walk out that day, which is October the 5th. Somebody else I want to acknowledge is our leader right here, our number one in command, Steve Cooper. I mean, he said it. He's been a great friend, a great mentor, and the reason I am the leader I am today is because of him. And I'm just going to wrap this up with saying, like I said, citizens of Oak Park, you know, you will be missed, but the beat goes on. You have some fine officers coming in. You have some great officers still here, some great leaders. And when you see them out on the streets, you know, just let them know that, hey, you know what, we love you. They appreciate that. Thank you.
Council members, we're going to do some photos down there. These are the
next on the agenda, we have a proclamation honoring BookBeat, one of the very few remaining independent bookstores anywhere. Colleen Kammer and her husband have kept this wonderful a jewel in Oak Park going. They know all the books. If you go in, they can recommend something. This is a real bookstore, and we are blessed to have it in the city of Oak Park. It's an Oak Park gem. So here is a beautiful proclamation. Whereas the city of Oak Park is proud to recognize BookBeat on the occasion of its 40th anniversary in business. Whereas BookBeat is an independent bookstore owned by the husband and wife duo of Carrie Lauren and Colleen Kramer, with Lauren being an expert on photography books and Kramer being the expert on children's books. And whereas BookBeat has been located in the city of Oak Park for many years and has served as a sanctuary for book lovers. Isn't that the truth? And art lovers. It's beautiful there also, offering more than 50,000 different titles for visitors to choose from. And whereas BookBeat is a jewel of the Oak Park community, which is shown through its mission of providing a creative and welcoming space that specializes in quality literature and bringing people together. There are book clubs coming out of there. There are events happening there. There are anniversary parties celebrated with everyone invited. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Marion McClellan, Mayor of the City of Oak Park, Michigan, on behalf of the Oak Park City Council, do hereby recognize the 40th anniversary of BookBeat and wish the company continued success in the years to come. And we'll embarrass Colleen and ask her to come up and accept this and maybe grab a picture. What do we do? Everybody take one step this way. To the right. Are we good now? We have to get, he's trying to get us centered over there. Are we good? All right. Let's hear it for books.
With the cardboard cut out.
Why not? Let's see. Then we will turn this over to Eric Tungay, our city manager, who will present the Employee of the Year and runner-up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council, members of the public, and staff. Every year, I have the honor and privilege of being able to work with the selection committee to identify our Employee of the Year runner-up, as well as our Employee of the Year. And during our employee summer luncheon event, which we had fairly recently, I announced our two winners this year. I will start with our Employee of the Year runner-up, and that is Mark Hotz. Mark, if you could please join me at the podium. Mark has been with us for, over 10 years now, and a lot of people don't know this about Mark, but he was one of the former city attorneys for the city of Pontiac years ago. So we have the very important and to our benefit distinction of having someone with a very good legal acumen working as our FOIA coordinator here at City Hall, of course working in our city clerk's office. But Mark received a few different nominations for this award, but I'm very, very happy to announce that Mark Hotz is our Employee of the Year runner-up for 2022. And I did want to give the city clerk an opportunity to say a few words if you'd like, and then Mark, you too. Congratulations, Mark. And I do have a plaque for you, and a couple other things I'm going to bring down in just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I just would like to say that there's really no one more deserving than Mark Potts for this award, and I appreciate him getting this award. He's been a great colleague for the 10 years.
And a good friend, and I really appreciate it. The city owes a lot to you, and we're glad that you're here. Thank you.
And by the way, one more thing, Mark won't say this, but he's helped us through some very, very difficult general elections starting in 2012. So been very, very helpful throughout those processes as well. So thank you very much. Would you like to say a few words?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to have you stand right there as I announce our Employee of the Year. And this year, our Employee of the Year is Danford Samuel. Danford, if you could join me at the podium. So, Danford has really, here again, exemplified what it means to be a great public servant. Somebody who's always committed to his job, does it with a smile on his face, always looking for ways to improve. And so it is really a privilege to be able to announce that you are Employee of the Year 2022. And I did also want to give an opportunity for you to say a few words, but also for our city engineer, Kara Grissomer, and our Director of Technical and Planning, Robert Barrett, to come up and say a few words as well.
No.
Everybody's so shy tonight. Director Barrett, do we want to start with you?
Yeah, I could just briefly say, it's like, this is such a special program, and it's got to be a hard decision when we have so many awesome employees, and I could say that about a lot of technical planning, but Danford has been a backbone of our engineering department, and Kara, our city engineer, with her great leadership, has recommended and started talking to me about nominating Danford as our Employee of the Year, and I'm really pleased that you selected him. He's been with us since 2014, and he was recently graduated from MPSI leadership program. And I'll let Kara carry on about some of the great things he's done this year, but it's a real privilege to work with Dan and have him on our team.
Okay, good evening. So I met Dan when I started here 9 months ago, and immediately I understood that he was professional and kind and diligent. He works late nights and early mornings, no complaints, last minute late nights and everything. And then the reason that put him over the top for me to step up and nominate him is that we recently had a person that was injured in our department, his counterpart, the other engineering inspector. And so he stepped up and worked all the overtime from the end of May until after 4th of July. And that was a lot of projects that we had all going on at the same time. And it was just incredible. Rob was asking me, is this timesheet correct? Did he really have this many hours? And I was like, yeah, he did. And the other thing, he really managed our summer intern. He provided him tasks to complete, made sure he was busy, made sure he felt included and wanted. So that's what I have to say about Dan. He's a great employee and really shows leadership.
Turns out he's a pretty good golfer, too, or so I
Yes.
heard. Okay.
Oh, you said you're good?
Okay, council members, I'm going to have you come up one more time. We're going to present them with their awards and have a few pictures. I think this is the last time. And then there's also Crystal has a mug for you. By the way.
I feel like he should be out here.
Yeah. So if I could just also say, I didn't mention this before, but they also get a mug that, to drink their coffee out of, so, you know, I mean. What you got?
Read what it says.
It says Eric Humgate thinks I'm a big deal. And then Danvers, you also, I'm gonna present you with this, if you could hold that, and then I'm gonna leave this right here for you, and you get your own pad folio too. Thank you, Crystal, for. Do I hold this one? Yeah, come on up. Okay, let's do M and then. Yeah.
And sing.
Take a separate one for Mark? Eric, separate picture for Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Watch him, he's a trouble. Everybody inhale and step together. It's hard to pick your favorite child.
Okay, Mark, can you come in? Andrea. Thank you.
And you need your thing. You need,
Oh, you know what, yeah, so if you could both grab your plaques, that would be perfect.
Thank you.
I'm
So, the Oak Parker is planning on opening on 11 Mile Road. This is a public hearing to receive public comments about the request by Oak Park Bar Limited, Joseph Bongiovanni and Christine Bongiovanni and Michael Lang, doing business as the Oak Parker, 13621 West 11 Mile Road, kind of close to Coolidge, that white building, for the issuance of a Class C liquor license. So I declare the public hearing open. If anybody would like to speak just about the liquor license for the Oak Parker, now is your opportunity. Anybody? There being nobody, we'll close the public hearing and move on to the next item, which is the resolution approving the issuance of a Class C liquor license to Oak Park Bar LLC, Joseph Bongiovanni and Kristen Bongiovanni and Michael Lang, doing business as the Oak Parker, 13621 West 11 Mile Road, Oak Park, Michigan, 48237. So first, we need a motion approving the issuance of the license.
So moved.
Thank you. In a second, thank you. And then I wonder if you would come up and tell us a little bit about yourself and your other businesses and what you're planning for Oak Park.
For sure. Hi, Joseph Bongiovanni. I'm the principal of the Oak Parker. It's kind of my idea, I guess. So my wife is my partner, as well as our business partner is Michael Lang. And we are business people locally here in Oakland County. We own a couple of restaurants in the Birmingham area, and we're really excited about our opportunity to grow our businesses and into the Oak Park market, so to speak. Been so moved by today's proceedings, by all of your passion and staff members, awards and such. There's a real positive sense here in this meeting today, and we're really excited to have that opportunity to contribute to this, to the area as well. We're aware that liquor licenses are relatively new here in Oak Park, and our hope is to try to create an environment that's neighborhood-like. It's a real small place. We see a lot of rooftops in our area, and we hope that we are an influence in the positive nature for people. I heard something mentioned about the Book Beat being a great place for gathering and stuff. We hope that our place has a similar effect in a different way, so to speak. But, pretty neighborhood, regular spot, but we'll have some little twists, and we hope that you'll feel like it's familiar, but an updated familiarity, so to speak. So it'll have a very neighborhood bar feeling, maybe from the 50s or 60s, that people will recognize elements about, but it will, you know, it's food first and community, and we hope that the whole 11-mile corridor just kind of starts to continue to electrify, and we want to be a part of it. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if any of you have any.
Any questions or comments?
Can't wait to try it.
Yes. Let us know when your grand opening is. We will be there. And first time you're open, we'll also be there.
We're
Because
excited.
we support our local businesses. We want you to succeed and do well. We're delighted that you're part of the Oak Park family now.
Yes.
And we'll
you.
support you.
Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor?
Yes. Question.
I just wondered, you said you have other restaurants in the Birmingham area. Which ones are those?
So my father was a longtime restaurateur, and he started the Salvatore Scalapini restaurants in the area. And so he has a Salvatore Scalapini in Birmingham that he's recently passed. So they've been acquired by the rest of our family. And then we also, my wife and I own a restaurant called Market North End, and it's pretty popular in the area for Mediterranean style cuisine. We do thin crust pizza. Our food is kind of our star, and it's It's a real popular little place. And our third operation in the Birmingham area is called Lux Bar Grill, and that's a neighborhood place that's really kind of, it's been there for about 11 years, and it's kind of a mainstay for hamburgers and stuff in town. And then I have a little place here on 11 Mile in Woodward called Owl. Some of you might be familiar with it, but it's a little Mexican-American diner that we try to do our best foot forward both sides of the cuisine. So good burger and pretty good tacos too.
And what kind of cuisine are you gonna feature at the Oak Parker?
So the Oak Parker is neighborhood bar. We have a burger and such, but we're excited. I love food, and so we're going to do a couple of things that are a little different. We're going to do schnitzel in many different ways, a German-style dish that has, breaded product that I don't know how to explain it in this setting, but we hope that it'll evoke some memories and give people a feeling of some uniqueness for the area. And then we're going to do corned beef and pastrami on a regular basis as well. So neighborhood bar with a little maybe kind of a twist to it, so to speak, not just regular stuff.
Really looking forward to it opening. I've been watching the progress for a while. It's a nice location. It looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
That was my question. My law firm just moved to Birmingham, so I wanted to know where to go to lunch at.
Market's a really fun spot, so is Lux.
I'm not gonna hold you to it, but since, when do you think you will expect to open?
It's been tough with COVID, and as many of you know, the process has been challenging, but we're moving pretty good right now. I would think our facility will be ready in the next 2 to 3 months, 2 months, and then we'll get narrowed down to try to open it up. I'm not sure if it'll open before Christmas or not, or before the end of the year or not, but certainly pretty soon afterward, if not. Liquor licenses are taking a little while sometimes with the city, so we're aware of that.
Will you stay open late? Or-
Our intention is to be open till 1 a.m.
That is turned into a regional destination, 11 Mile Road.
Yes. We like it.
We were at Dog and Pony Show Grill, and I asked a young lady where she was from, and she came from Grosse Pointe.
That's good.
I thought, you drove all the way to Oak Park? Yep, my friend said it was cool there, so I wanted to check it out. So people are coming from everywhere, and we welcome you to the Oak Park family. If there's anything we can do to make your life better, please ask.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
And let's see, are we ready to vote then? Roll call vote then.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Edgar.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Councilmember Radner.
Yes.
And
Councilmember Whitehead.
Yes.
Motion carried. Welcome to Oak Park. Item 10, special licenses. This is a request for a special event license and waiver of fee submitted by Thomas Zarafa, 24320 Seneca, for the Seneca Street Block Club Party to be held September 18th, 2022. We always waive fees for a nonprofit. Tom has held this at his home for decades now, bringing neighbors in and music in, and he has just been the neighborhood sort of godfather, just bringing everybody together and making things happen. So we wish him the best. Is there a motion to approve this request?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 10B is the one we added, a special event license for Nakama Wolf. Do we have a copy of that? Yep, thanks. Got it, thank you. It's a neighborhood block party on Stratford Place, just to get together from 2 to 4, September 11th. going to block Loretta and Elgin and party down. Do we have a motion to approve the special event? Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? No? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Now we're down to an ordinance that I think everybody is going to be right on board with. This is an ordinance to amend Chapter 22, Businesses, Article 3, Advertising, Division 1, generally, of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oak Park, Michigan, by amending Section 2258 and adding Sections 2262 and 2263 thereof. The proposed amendment establishes reasonable, predictable locations for the placement of commercial handbills. So, first, let's get, this is an approval in first reading? Yes. Is there a motion, please? Thank you.
Second.
And second, thank you. Would our city attorney please explain, what are we amending and what are we, adding?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. The city has an existing ordinance that regulates the placement of commercial handbills, which are essentially advertisement materials that homeowners are not requesting but are placed on their property. The reason for the ordinance amendment is to reflect recent case law that has dictated what governmental entities can regulate in this regard. And while we cannot prohibit outright the distribution of these materials, we can regulate a reasonable time, place, and manner without infringing upon the entity's free speech rights. So these particular regulations will require the commercial materials to be placed on porches or in newspaper boxes. And the ultimate goal of this particular ordinance is to reduce the amount of trash that litters the city, as well as prevent these materials from going into street drains and clogging sewers.
Right. If you're not sure what this is, those little coupons in pink sleeves that they drop on the bottom of your driveway. And we've heard about this for a long time. We don't want this at the bottom of our driveway. In the middle of the winter, you don't want to walk all the way down the driveway to retrieve it. If you don't retrieve it, it becomes trash in the neighborhood. And finally, we have, we're just saying half the people probably would like to not have it at all, and the other half really like the coupons. And you can't say you can't deliver it, but you can finally say, put it on the porch or where it belongs. Don't just drop it at the end of the driveway. So I think we're going to hear loud cheers coming out of the City of Oak Park about this one. Are we ready to vote? Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Edgar,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Councilmember Radner, Councilmember Whitehead,
Yes.
Councilmember Byrne.
This is passed unanimously. We've already heard from the city attorney, and now it's time to hear from City Manager Eric Tungate.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. 15A, I would like to ask our city engineer, Kara Grissomer, to join me at the podium, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Council, City Manager. The federal government of the United States passed the American Rescue Plan Act in March of 2021 to establish the Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund. Oakland County was allocated some of these funds in a local fiscal recovery fund. The city applied for a grant from Oakland County as part of an infrastructure improvement grant for the replacement of the public parking lots and combined sewer serving the Water Tower Social District. The City of Oak Park applied for these funds to use as part of the 11-mile road alleys and parking lots reconstruction project, M694, between Tulare Avenue and Gardens Avenue. We were awarded reimbursement funds in the amount of $100,000 as part of the program matching funds. We recommend that the City Council approve the attached resolution in support of the matching fund program for the Water Tower Social District 11-mile lot reconstruction project.
Thank you. We need a motion supporting the American Rescue Plan Act Matching Funds Program.
So moved.
Thank you. When I first came, we never got one grant awarded. And now we are getting all kinds of grants awarded because of our remarkable staff and their ability to find the grants and apply for them in an excellent way so that we are awarded them. And I'm just tickled and delighted. And we are going to turn this pretty homely parking lot in back of the social district on 11 Mile Road into a welcoming place for us to come. And it's a joy. Just, let's see, do we have a motion in a second? Yeah. Any discussion or questions about this grant? Please, Councilmember Whitehead.
Do we know when the construction will start on the parking lot? Have we started the bid process yet?
We intend to bid the project this winter and construct starting hopefully in the spring.
Wow. Wow. Things are cooking, yes. Mayor Pro Tem?
So the city then is going to match the $100,000 grant?
Yes.
Okay, so is the project gonna be just $200,000 or could it go over that? And the funds are gonna come from the general road fund or?
The current estimated construction cost is $2.5 million for all 3 lots put together, with an additional amenity cost of $800,000, which we've also applied for a grant to cover that, and an estimated updated lighting cost of $100,000. So we were awarded this grant with the $100,000. Our estimate would be 2.38 million, so 2.4 million. We intend to at least put some of this project to be paid for as a special assessment district by the owners of the adjacent buildings.
So what is your estimate of what it's gonna cost the city?
We don't really have a specific estimate at this point. We are still debating between what the city's gonna cover versus what this special assessment is going to cover.
And the businesses there have agreed to be part of a special assessment district?
We have had several open houses and they were involved and they understand that they will be specially assessed.
But are they in favor of it?
Not all. Now this is something we've done before and do all the time, actually, so it's not unprecedented, but I just want to clarify something. So, Kara, this is money that we are getting from the county. This is their portion of ARPA funds that are being distributed to us.
That's right.
So I want to put a plug in for them and just say thank you for,
Yes.
you know.
They are administrating the funds that so they're administering all the federal grants to keep us out of needing to deal with the federal government.
And are there other grants for this project?
We hope to apply for some, yes.
Through ARPA, or is this it for the ARPA funds?
If we find other grants that are posted, we will apply for them if they apply to this project.
So can I
Yes.
Just, so I don't think there's a number that we're committed to at this point. Obviously, the goal would be to put as little burden on road funds, general fund, as we possibly can. So based on, you know, some of these grant submittals and what we get and what we're awarded as time goes on, we'll begin looking at a more concise budget and do some real estimates that we'll be bringing back to you guys as time goes on here.
These funds are intended to be used for this sort of infrastructure to repave and the sewer and water infrastructure that goes with that.
Well, parking counts as infrastructure, and we are replacing the probably 60 to 70-year-old combined sewer system in this area, which is in danger of failing, which would put some of these businesses out. You know, we paved this parking lot back in the mid-'80s, so the businesses that have been in and out of those buildings have maintained, they have not had to pay a cent for snow removal or for repaving or for patching. They've had these lots for 40-some years, and no one has charged them anything for it. Oh, and we do have another $1 million grant request pending with the ARPA funds.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
we are happy you are good at writing grants.
Thank you.
Because we get more than we could afford to actually just do.
Yeah.
You know, we get double or triple the bang for the buck instead of just the city paying for it. And it will be an attraction. Another thing to be proud of. And it's just great.
Can I also just real quickly add that, you know, keep in mind, the ARPA bill legislation is an unprecedented amount of money coming out of Washington. So one of our goals, among others, not just with this part of the city, but other parts, is to get as much of that as we possibly can. And of course, our staff are as aggressive as possibly can be in order to do so. And we have partners too, like the county. We got a very large allocation of funds as well. Some of our neighboring communities got a large allocation of funds. We did not.
Right.
Why?
Because our population was right in between,
If I could
right?
answer that question, I don't know. It's really,
Technical reason.
the formula that was used to provide aid to communities, I think, is disjointed at best. You know, Royal Oak got 28 million. We got almost 3.1 million in aid through this legislation. So it was enough for us to, you know, continue our operation, and from some other cities and counties, it was enough to begin making plans for infrastructure improvements and other things like that. And, you know, that's what they're doing. That's what Oakland County is doing, thankfully, so.
And the infrastructure improvements, they're gonna benefit not just those businesses, but the residents, presumably, who live on the streets parallel to 11.
Well, these are public parking lots and
Right.
owned by the city, so these are our responsibility to maintain and keep up. I mean, yeah, the businesses have had the benefit of it, but it is our asset, it's our responsibility. So the plan being to not just maintain and keep them up, but to maybe include some amenities that, you know, like a pocket park or some other things where it'll be more of an attractive thing for people who might be visiting that commercial district there in 11 Mile.
And that would benefit the businesses as well.
Of course, absolutely.
Excellent.
That's wonderful. Where are we? City clerk?
We need a roll call vote.
Okay then. Roll call, please.
Mayor McClellan?
Yes.
Councilmember Radner? Yes. Councilmember Whitehead? Yes. Councilmember Byrne?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Edgar?
Yes.
Okay, a motion carried. Thank you very much.
Just before I finish the city manager report, if I could, just wanted to mention the new city magazine is out. I know, Courtney, I'm not supposed to hold that up to the camera, but you should have received, there it is. The new city magazine is out. Great job.
Beautiful, beautiful picture.
And also, I just wanted to say briefly a quick prayer for Tom, Brother Tom Zarafa, who left earlier tonight.
He
So-
came to talk about the event at his home, but was taken ill and went by ambulance, I think. So prayers for Brother Tom, please. He's been a gem, an Oak Park gem, for giving generously of his time and food and care for everybody. Sending all of God's angels to hover over his bed and protect him.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes the city manager report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it's the call to the audience. If you have anything that's bothering you about the city of Oak Park, now is your time. Or if there's something you love, we'd like to hear from you too. So, anybody, just
And Mayor,
come
we'll
up.
have Ken Sherman, who would like
Ken.
to speak.
Oh, we love your T-shirt. It's the it's the Oak Park train. Thank you
Thank you.
for advertising.
Happy to do so. Ken Sherman on Jerome and Oak Park. Two things I wanted to touch base on. One was, I'm glad we're doing all these things that we're doing on 11 Mile in Oak Park, but I also think that we should not forget about the rest of the city of Oak Park. If you drive down Greenfield between 8 and 9 Mile roads, there is a number of vacant buildings that have been vacant for an extremely long time for whatever the reason. There was a muffler shop on the corner that's vacant. There is a law office that's vacant. There's a doctor's office that I used to go to as a child where my pediatrician was at that's been vacant forever. So, you know, when you drive from 8 Mile to 9 Mile or 9 Mile, you know, to 8 Mile, it's very sad looking. And I don't know what economic development is or isn't doing, but the buildings have been vacant there and it's very tired looking. So I think we need to do some effort on concentrating and revitalizing that section of Oak Park. And my other point is liquor licenses. Besides the ones that have been granted to the establishments on 11 Mile in Oak Park, I think the only one that I know about elsewhere is Sahara on 10 and Coolidge. And I think we need to make a better effort to distribute liquor licenses to other areas in Oak Park before they're all taken up by businesses on 11 Mile Road. Because I'm sure, you know, if we're recruiting new businesses, some will want to have liquor licenses, and if they're all gone, that's not going to be a selling point to invite them into the city of Oak Park. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? No? Okay, then it's call to the council. And Benny White, do you have some pictures fired up? Aha. Dog Day at the pool. One of my favorite days in Oak Park. These are goofy-looking dogs having a ball in the pool. And they have, it's after the last day for humans, they have the Sunday for dogs. And there's an hour for little dogs, an hour for middle-sized dogs, and an hour for the big dogs. And it is a hoot and a half whether you own a dog or not. Go next year and check it out. It's just, it's just fun. Thank you. Senior Market Day was wonderful. I wonder if Lori Stasiak wanted to come in and talk for just a second about what was offered at Senior Market Day? This was a special, all the market days are wonderful, but this one was in particular.
Yes, good evening, Council, Mayor, City Manager Tungate. On Senior Market Day, we had Oakland County come in, the Health Department, And we teamed up with many different resources from the county and the surrounding areas, different cities. Oakland County Parks was there, and just a number of various resources for the seniors in our community and surrounding communities for that matter.
And I think seniors got some free.
Oh, there was a lot of freebies from various vendors. Also, our divas were there dancing spontaneously. They came out at around noonish and danced for the community. And many community members took part in that dance too.
Love them dancing divas.
And I think you noticed that we had some Oak Park watercolor painters that were there.
Yes, we did. And I think one piece was purchased for the rec center. What was it now?
Was that by you?
Was it? Could be. It could be coming soon. Just a bunch of kids
Yes.
and umbrellas and stuff.
A variety of different kids at different ages, different ethnic backgrounds. It was wonderful.
Yes, so
It was a
we're
great
looking forward
piece.
to getting that going.
It was a
And,
great piece, and it looked good in our community center.
Yes, we're going to spiffy up the community center. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lessinger. Lessinger was an Oak Park school that was in poor condition. It had been used for an alternative high school for a time. It has now been completely renovated. It looks brand new. If you have any little kids, kids or grandkids, it is stunning in there. And it's going to be Lessinger Early Childhood Center. They had an open house. On hand was the new superintendent, Angel Abdulahad, and members of the school board were there. Brandy North is a wonderful teacher and director of Lessinger Early Childhood Center, and she welcomed the visitors and gave a presentation about all of the things that are in the school. There was a tour. It looks like a new building with good bones because it was built strong to start with. The gym is covered with some kind of new kind of like carpet, and it's done like a basketball court and carpet surrounding it. And so if the kids fall down, it's not like falling on a wood floor. And it's for softer landings. It is a show place now. You need to stop in and check it out. Speaking of seniors, are you all keeping fit? The Oak Park Recreation Center offers a fun senior fitness class Tuesday and Thursday morning from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And Raymond Defoe runs it, and it's just fun to go there and listen to him because he just has fun living and makes it fun for you to be there. So check it out, register, join us. It is great. And then Thursday at noon, there is another instructor, Maurice Adams, who teaches hustle dancing. And he'll demonstrate a couple steps. We'll try it. He'll demonstrate a couple more. We put them together. Then go through the whole thing and then do it with music. So it's very guided. I have 2 left feet and I can do it, so anybody can do it. He introduced us to the latest hustle that's trending on YouTube. So we can keep up with our hip teens, although I don't think hip is the word anymore. When I asked my 16-year-old granddaughter, Jessie, what's the latest word, she said, hey dude, that's fire. So be fire and join us. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Did you use that the right way?
Not sure.
Because now I've got to use it. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I know we don't respond to public comments, but I just wanted to say, per Mr. Sherman's comments about Greenfield, the corridor, I agree with you, it's tired. Hoping that Northland and the redevelopment of that will spur some new development along that corridor. It's a market economy. I mean, people, you know, you can encourage them, but they're gonna go where they think they're going to succeed. So, I mean, hopefully that will happen, because those buildings, of course, at this point, those buildings sort of look vintage, they're sort of cool. But, yeah, I mean, it's blighted because of that, but I think the redevelopment of Northland might move northward, and we might get benefit of that. Anyway, I just want to thank our city attorney for helping us to amend the ordinance regarding the placement of these commercial handbills. Everybody knows what they are. They're the plastic bags.
Pink,
whatever they are. And I walk a lot, and I find them, you know, they've been through a few winters, and they're, you know, everything is dissolved except for the plastic bag. And the plastic bags, they end up on the sewer grates, and they block rain from going into the sewers. So I think this is a good first step. I hope, practically speaking, this will work. I mean, we're gonna need to call, I think, Gannett and say, you must put them near the front door. I think it's gonna go a long way in cleaning up the streets. So I'm really happy about this. I'm glad we approved it on first reading. Thank you.
thank you. I think Berkeley has done it and said they have no problem. They comply once it's a rule, and that the only time they have a problem is if there's a new person delivering. Sometimes they have to be reminded. So I am very hopeful on that. Councilmember Burns.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Each city council member, it seems as though I see more and more residents attending. Thank you for coming.
Come again.
Neighbor.
Thank you. Councilmember Radner.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to give a thank you to Chief Cooper for providing us with such amazing service. This past Sunday, I actually had the pleasure of having 3 of the officers come by at our block party, one of whom is standing in the back of the room right now. Officer Arbanowski came by with the ice cream truck and gave out, I don't know, 300 ice creams to the kids. It was unbelievable. And then also Bellinger and Grundy came by with the fire truck.
Oh.
So for all that we had, you know, a petting farm and a barbecue and all kinds of things going on there, balloon animals and face paint. Fact of the matter is, once the fire truck and the ice cream truck show up, they pretty much stole the show. So thank you all, and have a good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Whitehead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Want to highlight the Oak Park Film Festival. It's going to be happening September 16th through the 18th this weekend. The Commission for Arts, Cultural Diversity Commission has been working really hard on it. It's the 2nd annual Oak Park Film Festival. If you ask me, it's just as good as Sundance. It's just as good as all the other ones. So if not, we're going to get there. And then, so hope to see everybody out. It's going to be all around the city. We had some great boards and commissions applicants this week and the 3 weeks prior. Just amazing, intelligent, competent board applicants. So I'm just so excited to appoint these new boards and commissioners as council we've done. Oak Parker, so excited for that as well. We just got a lot of things happening in the city that's going really well. And then I do want to highlight the special recognitions, because that was a very touching part during this meeting. And just hearing someone like Sergeant Walter Duncan and the passion that he has for this city, it's no reason why Oak Park is one of the preeminent public safety departments in the country. And you know, you just don't get that everywhere. And even having staples like BookBeat 40-year anniversary, and then our Employee of the Year and runner-up. I mean, taking extra hours, stepping up. It's why our city is on the up and up, and it's doing as well as it is. DTE, I'm glad we talked about infrastructure. We had a storm. People may think just because we're on council we're immune from our power going out, but my power went out for 5 days this week. So we got to really get more help from Washington. And so since my power came back on Sunday, I'm going to leave it at that and try to enjoy the AC for the rest of the night.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Same issue with me, my power was only out for 3 days, so.
Mm.
Yeah, but still.
It's,
3 days.
I thought that the gentleman who's opening the restaurant said he can't believe the passion in Oak Park, because he's got restaurants in Birmingham and Royal Oak, and the real positive sense that he got here. And that is thanks to these people sitting here and this gentleman. So let's give him a round of applause and then call it a day. This meeting is adjourned. Thanks for coming. Come again.